Holly,
And I'm Horace
and we're back.
on our channel of Travels with the Big Guy,
Yes.
where we're seniors talking to other seniors about travel adventures.
Yeah. So today we want to talk about safety considerations that seniors like us, and really any traveler has to
Consider
consider.
when you're traveling.
Right.
So let's get started telling them about this.
All right.
All right, so let me start. First, I want to say this. If you're asking yourself what qualifies us to tell you about safety, well, we've been in, you know, um, a bunch of countries, and we're still here. So, and we've been in a lot of states. But what I want to talk to you about first thing, if you're traveling um,
Out of country.
out of country, yeah, out of country. Thank you. Um, I'm going to say register with your State Department travel enrollment program. It's called STEP. Register online, and make sure that the State Department knows that you're traveling out of country. What do
And
you say, Holly? What else should they do?
oh well, no brainer again is share your travel plans with your family, friends. Let someone else know, where you're going to be. Just
That's a
for just they probably never need it, but if something happens, at least you're not out there alone.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw something else in on that. Most people know that on Google Maps, possibly on the cell phone itself, you have the ability to share your location.
Yeah, that's right.
So get with somebody and just say, I'm going to share my location with you, so you know where I am all
Yeah,
the time
and that works
from
in the
my
states and outside the states.
yeah, from your smartphone.
So the next thing you should do, and probably we should have listed this as the top thing to do, is go to the State Department security, research the State Department security level of the country you're going to. When you pull it up online, right at the very top, it's real easy. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 being if the country you put into the search slot, if that country is safe, number one. If that country is it's okay, but number two, it's yellow. If that country's got problems and the state's saying, you might want to not go
Reconsider
there,
travel, yeah.
reconsider travel, it's number three and it's going to be yellow. Number four, if that country is number four red, you really need to pay attention. That means there's some issues going there you don't want to get involved in. So use that as probably your number one factor into whether or not to consider going to a certain country.
Good recommendation, Holly.
Okay, so don't want to bore you, but this one's really important. Check with your health insurance company. If you're on Medicare, if you're over 65, you're on Medicare, and you probably have a supplemental. Medicare's not going to cover you out of country. Your supplemental may, depending on the program you have. Mine does not cover me out of country. So we choose to buy travel insurance, which is my favorite phrase, a no brainer when you're traveling out of the country. Uh, Travel insurance covers mainly four things: loss of luggage,
Trip interruption,
trip interruption, civil unrest, and what's the last one?
and health insurance.
Health insurance. The one I was going for, it covers major medical incidents.
Yeah.
So,
So if you have a cold or sickness,
no.
unless you get some kind of miraculous type policy, but as a senior, they're not offering those. You have a cold or something, probably not going to be
Yeah.
covered.
But if you need surgery, if it's emergency surgery, that's pretty much what it's made for, I think.
Just emergencies only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But check with your insurance company, and then check online for travel insurance companies. There's a multiple insurance companies out there. You just have to cover. They cover different. They have different requirements, different ages. So just
check
look,
with one that
research,
works for
ask,
and check with one that works for you. We found one that works for
and
us.
we stick with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so another something you need to do before you leave home is call your credit card company and let them know where you're going, how long you're going to be there.
Good point.
And that's just to save you from later on if you happen to need to use that credit card, you won't get left stranded. Leave something out?
Yeah, because once you walk into a place, if you don't have that country's denomination of cash, and you go shopping or something like that, or you go eat food, and you haven't contacted your credit card company, they may put
Or
a
I think it's
fraud alert
yeah.
out there, and not and decline the charge. And so you'll be
Yeah.
stuck, in a foreign country with none of their cash and a declined credit card on your hand because you didn't do what?
Notify your credit card company.
So, good point, Holly. Excellent. Another thing that we do before we travel is we check with our mobile provider to see if they have coverage in that area. Now, we all know just because they say yes doesn't mean you're going to get a strong signal, you know. So check your phone plan to determine if it works to your travel destination. Some of you may want to pay for the extra plan for traveling, to other countries. We choose to just get a SIM card when we arrive in that country,
Yeah.
because it's more cost effective when you're traveling on a budget.
Yeah. We pay our basic phone bill from the States. T-Mobile works great everywhere we've gone.
210
Yeah.
countries. We haven't been there.
And we
210.
haven't been to all those countries, but the ones we've been to, T-Mobile has been awesome. We choose to, once we get in the country, first stop is to get SIM cards for our phone. So then,
Yeah, so that we're not like hearing, you know, looking, waiting, waiting. We want to, we're spoiled. We want 4G service when we get to the
and we
country.
didn't talk about it's kind of part of telephone service is WhatsApp. With
Yes,
traveling, I mean, it's been the number one thing we've had to have on our phones, and we tried to stress to our friends and family in the States, you need WhatsApp so we can talk, no
and
extra charges.
we're going to run that WhatsApp across the screen because
Yeah.
in other countries, most businesses have WhatsApp.
Yeah. We
It's
went to a store yesterday and the lady gave me a business card and Horace said, WhatsApp? She's like, yeah, there's a number. Yeah. Everybody outside of the States pretty
have
much uses
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
You know, you may or may not like it, but if everybody outside the country is using it, join the club.
So
Holly, what's another thing that you would tell them to do?
find out the emergency numbers for where you're at. Most Airbnb property owners will have a listing of any numbers you might need,
Yeah,
So just always, and if they don't, then make sure you have them go online and
yeah.
ask what.
And we know we're saying Airbnb a lot. There's VRBO. There's other vacation rental things out there,
Just for us,
but for
Airbnb seemed
it's
to work out the
it
best,
seems to
cost
be that it
wise,
cost wise it's for us.
location. Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever you use, just I believe you can even chat with them to find out information. About that's one of the things you can find out before you travel and put that in your phone. You have a smartphone, even if you have a flip phone, adding a number to your contacts
Mm-hmm.
for the emergency number. Well, let's talk about a very, very, I think to us, very important topic: marking your luggage before you get to the airport. Clearly marking it with something that you can see your luggage from a distance and say, that's my bag.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of bags, same color. A lot of people go by picking up bags, trying to see if it's theirs. We don't have to do that.
At the airport the other day, the guy he went up and pulled the bag off the carousel, set it down, and then he realized it wasn't his. Set it back up, and the owner was coming over to get it. So it's
So bags that are the same color, people make mistakes all
yeah,
the
oh
time.
yeah.
You know, they won't make a mistake with ours because it's clearly marked with some, with
Alarm bells don't go
yeah,
off, but
yeah,
it's clearly marked.
yeah. Luggage store, department stores, that sell these markers, fluorescent markers, just not markers but tapes.
Hey,
You know, mark your bag so it can be easily identified. When you get to the airport. Any questions about that?
nope, I think
Okay.
you got it.
If you have questions about that, send us a message. You know,
When you're looking for your Airbnb or your hotel that you think you're interested in staying at, make sure you ask them about safety concerns, and usually they will tell you if there's anything going on that you should be concerned about. Um, Research news articles. Just go online, look at that area, and see if there's anything going on that you need to know about that would affect you wanting to stay there.
yeah, good common sense idea.
Okay, so when you're traveling and you're traveling to a strange country, strange city, it's best to arrange for a ride from the airport. if you possible, you could arrange for a taxi or Uber ahead of time to meet you at the airport. If you go through your Airbnb, they may have a driver they can recommend, but we've used Uber. Do it,
But
reserve it ahead of time.
it's not always possible. So, that's why
True.
Holly's saying if it's
Yeah,
possible.
because not all airports allow taxis or allow Ubers.
Yeah.
So,
But it's nice
but
to be able to,
it's
not.
nice to get there and know that you got a ride waiting on you. So, if possible, check out ahead of time and see if you can get a ride waiting for you.
Okay, and this is one that, we pretty much do everywhere we go. We like to walk, but we try to be aware of our surroundings.
Surroundings.
Well, when we say be aware of our surroundings, we will not walk down vacant streets or dark alleys or places where there's no traffic.
Or if
We
you're,
won't be out at night, will we?
no, we don't normally go out at night. It's just we never did go out at night before, so
Yeah,
why would we do that in a strange country where we don't know anyone?
now,
No.
sometimes, you may get caught up in having dinner or something with someone, and you may have to catch a taxi or something home. But
As
if
long
the
as you're safe, as
yeah,
long as you're aware of your surroundings, you can safely take an Uber or something home. There's no sense putting yourself out there as a victim.
I'm going to tell you this: if you are taking a ride home in one of the public transportation services, such as, and it could be Uber, and certain countries it's Yango, or another, by whatever name the public transportation goes by, that you can use the rideshare app. Um, Always put your phone on the location where you're going, so that you can be tracking the mapping if they're going to the correct location where they're supposed to be going, and not taking you off into the way blue yonder.
And normally, Horace is in the front seat. He's watching the driver chit chat and looking where we're going. But I'm in the back seat and I have my map up on my phone and I'm just following to make sure our path is the same as the path the driver's taking. So,
So there you go, another common sense idea. Good idea, Howard. Okay, one of the last safety things we're going to talk about is if you have to take a taxi and they don't have a meter inside, you have to negotiate price. You know, um, you should have a pen or something to write down the price that they're talking, before you even get in there, so that you write it down so that they know clearly that you guys come to a meeting of the minds as to what you're going to
right.
pay. Because here's what'll happen, right? You'll throw your bags in the trunk of the car, you'll get to your location, and the taxi driver won't open it because now they're trying to negotiate a
They've
price
upped
with
the
you,
price.
and they decided to up the price. Well, you see, goes back to what we said before, have the emergency number, you know, because you don't have to negotiate a different price when you get there. But if they're holding your bags hostage, you know, you're sort of, unless you have it
Screwed.
written down, you might be in a pickle.
So
So
again,
so again, negotiate the price and don't let them hold your bags hostage in the trunk
or use
of the car.
taxis to have meters.
Yeah, metered. If metered taxis are our recommendation
Yeah.
for safety and everything. All right.
All right. Well, we are done for the day.
And thanks for joining us. We enjoyed you being with us today to hear about, safety for seniors, or if you're not a senior, some of these safety tips would help you also.
Yeah, and if there's something that you do or know of or heard of that we haven't mentioned,
Put a comment,
please,
below.
please, please let us know because we really do want to give you the full picture. And this is what, if you have something to add, we'd be more than happy to add
Yeah, follow us on, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, wherever other social media sites. You know, and from Ecuador, and if you look behind us there, you'll see the Santa Teresita Church,
it.
in Gothic church, one of two, that's in Ecuador.
And you'll see the clouds forming above it. I think it's going to rain. So
Yeah,
we'll see you next time. And thanks so much for joining us. Bye bye.